From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, July the 9th, 2018. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced today that Israel would be closing one of the main border crossings into Gaza, a move meant to pressure terror group Hamas to quell violent actions from Gaza. Incendiary balloons and kites have been sent over the security fence nonstop from Gaza into southern Israel, sparking fires almost every day. Some 7,000 acres of forests and farmland have been destroyed to date. Kerem Shalom is the main entry point for humanitarian and commercial goods from Israel into Gaza. The IDF said the crossing would remain open for the transfer of specially approved humanitarian goods. Netanyahu told his faction meeting today that efforts against Hamas would be doubled, saying there will also be, quote, other measures being taken that he would not go into. On Friday, some 3,000 Palestinians took part in riots at the Gaza fence. A group of Palestinians approached the fence with an explosive device to throw at IDF soldiers. The device, though, detonated prematurely and injured several of the group, with reports that one of them was killed by the explosion. Meanwhile, thousands of Israelis took part in a rally on Friday near the border area, calling for the return of the bodies of the two IDF soldiers being held by Hamas in Gaza. Some 4,000 people gathered, waving Israeli flags and flying blue kites, said to be a gesture of peace, and one against the flaming kites being sent from Gaza. And in the West Bank, a Palestinian man was arrested yesterday near the Jewish settlement of Beit El. He was stopped by Israeli traffic police after raising their suspicions. A knife and a meat cleaver were found in his car, and he reportedly later told police he had planned to carry out a terror attack. Police in Berlin, Germany are looking into an assault this weekend of a young Jewish Syrian man. German news service Deutsche Welle reported that the 25-year-old told police that he had asked a group of individuals for a light for a cigarette in a park Saturday night, and that when one of them noticed his Star of David necklace, they began yelling anti-Semitic insults at him and beating him. The attackers ran when passers-by in the area came to help the victim, who was taken to the hospital for treatment. 10 people were detained for questioning and then released as an investigation continues. Well, Israel was ranked the 8th most powerful nation in the world for the second consecutive year. The U.S. News and World Report survey was published over the weekend, ranking 80 countries on a range of issues, including power, cultural influence, economy, and entrepreneurship. Overall, Israel was ranked 30th on the best countries list, the same as last year. Switzerland and Canada were in the top spots. Archaeologists in northern Israel uncovered the entrance gate to the biblical city of Zer. The Golan Regional Council said yesterday that the remnants were discovered during excavations in the Golan Heights in the area of Bethsaida, which is the later name for Zer. Bethsaida is known as the fishing village mentioned several times in the New Testament as being where Jesus performed the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fish. Some 20 archaeologists from all over the world are taking part in the excavations, being led by director of the Bethsaida project, Dr. Rami Arab, under the auspices of the Hebrew Union College in Jerusalem. Well, for the first time, Israel will be hosting the Lacrosse World Championships this year. Israeli diplomats serving in participating nations around the world invited national teams to a special send-off before the games begin this Thursday. And this past Thursday, Israel's Consulate General in New York, Dani Dayan, hosted representatives and players from the Israeli and Native American teams, where he told the crowd there were visionaries who had a dream to bring lacrosse to Israel, and what seemed impossible became a reality. He said, but now not only does Israel have a competitive national team, but the World Championships is being held outside an English-speaking country for the first time in our tiny country. The Lacrosse Championships will be held in the Israeli coastal city of Netanya and will be the largest in the sport's history, with players from 46 countries taking part. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS from Monday, July the 9th at 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, it's our exclusive television coverage of the first American Jewish Committee Global Forum held in Jerusalem, with remarks from Prime Minister Netanyahu at 7:30, and then at 8 from Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat, Education Minister Naftali Bennett, and former Israeli Foreign Minister Tzipi Livni. At 9 o'clock, Mark Golub sits down with Brooke Goldstein on L'chaim. At 10, Rabbi Harold Kushner speaks at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's the ILTV debate program, Frenemies. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, July the 9th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.